Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous class, we discussed a few things regarding Uipath, what is Uipath, what is RPA, and little background about Uipath and versions in Uipath and components we have in Uipath and RPA architecture, Uipath RPA architecture. In today's session, we will learn about Uipath Studio. We will review what is Uipath Studio. Just we will overview what we have in Uipath Studio. I will open Uipath Studio. Starting the application. By default, Uipath will be open with this screen with start menu, and the left side part we have two parts. Left side part is having already the projects we have created. We can see in this left side part, and if we want to create a new project, we can see we can create using this right side part. We have the options we can open and we can create a new project. This process we can open a blank process or blank project to do the automation. In left side part we can open the already created project, or we can open the project from the Git repository. I will tell you what is Git when it will come across. And these are the different projects I have created previously. I have done automation, and in this session we are majorly focusing on how to create a process, and we are discussing in the latter sessions about RE framework, Robotic Enterprise Framework. This is the start menu. By default, Uipath will open with this screen. Next, we will go with tools. These are the different tools we have in Uipath Studio Community version. Uipath Explorer, Project Dependencies Mass Update Tool, and Repair Tool for Microsoft Office. This we will discuss when we come across Uipath Orchestrator. While discussing Uipath Orchestrator, we will discuss these two tools, what is the use of it. Uipath Explorer is an user interface application. If we want to interact with if we want to identify a specified element, we can use Uipath Explorer. For example, if I want to open a calculator, if I want to identify a specific element in calculator, one second. If I want to identify a specific element like this 2, 3, 6, 5, 7, 8, if we want to identify these specified elements, these numbers, we can identify by using Uipath Explorer. It is installing packages. Yes, the Uipath Explorer window is open. Suppose I will indicate an element in calculator. By using this Uipath Explorer, we can indicate the element whatever we want. I will be using to indicate element 5. Then the element we can use this Uipath Explorer to identify the element. This is a basic HTML code after identifying the element. So by this way we can identify the specified elements by using Uipath Explorer. We will come across Uipath Explorer when we will do automation by giving. I will give some examples. At that time, we will come across clearly what is when we will use Uipath Explorer and all these things. Next, we will Uipath extensions. These are the different extensions given by Uipath Studio community. If we want to interact with Chrome, we need to install the extension of that particular application. If I want to interact with Firefox, if I want to work with Firefox, we need to install the extension in that Firefox. We need to install that extension. Suppose when we are working with Java based applications, we need to install this extension. And when we want to work with Citrix applications, when we have to install the Citrix application, but in Studio Community we don't have this option to install. When we go with the Uipath Enterprise version, licensed version, we have this option to get installed. And we will work with the Excel activities, Excel application. We need to install so that we will only interact with that Excel application when we will install this extension. These are the different extensions, you can see them. And when we come to about plugins, these are the different plugins we have. Git repository, SVN, Subversion, Apache Subversion. These are the version control systems we have in Uipath. Git is a free repository by default. We can use Git free in a free mode. And when we come with Subversion, Apache Subversion and Team Foundation Source by Microsoft, we need to buy a license from this. If we want to use them, we need to buy a license. And this is the test automation plugins. You can test the processes. It acts like a testing hub. You can manage the processes, and in test manager you can see the testing processes in the test manager as well. This is regarding about tools. We will go with templates. These are the different templates we have in the Uipath. Already pre-built templates we have. Suppose if we want to search for a robotic enterprise framework, we can if we can search here. See, this is a robotic enterprise framework template. These are the pre-built templates already. It is pre-built one. We can use them directly in our automation. There are many templates we can use, already pre-built one, so we can use them directly when as per our needs. We will go with the team tab. Here team tab, Git repository, Git version control system. Git is a version control system where it acts like a backup for our developed bot. When we design a code, and if we want to do a backup, then we will use Git as the source. We need to clone the Git and we can commit the code to the Git repository, so that whatever the previous version we have coded, we have automated, we have designed, then we can get those previous version from the Git repository. We can copy the current project to the existing Git repository. We need to create one Git repository in order to use this Git version control system. You can disconnect from the source control whenever you want to disconnect. This is about the Git teams. And when we come with settings tab, you can see general settings, design settings, and location settings, manage resources, sources, and license and profile. When come to the general settings, we have language. We can choose any language we want to work with Uipath Studio. We can choose any language. There are many languages where you can see here English, France, Portuguese, Portugal, it's like that. If you are from different area, from different country, you can select that language, and you can use that language, your Studio in that language. Here theme, we have two options, light and dark mode. Dark mode means it will come in dark mode. We have in mobiles we have light and dark mode, right? In that same way, we can use here light and dark mode. Telemetry is something we don't have the option to use in Uipath Studio community version. This is this have less importance when compared to other things, because it cannot be used much. We can Uipath Studio will store the enormous data, so that in order to delete or in order to decrease the data, we can use this option to delete anonymous data. So it is very much less used in the Uipath Studio. Reset settings, we can reset all the settings, whatever the settings we have done while creating the project. If you want to reset those settings, we can reset the settings. Like the settings we have in mobile, backup and reset, like that, in the same similar manner, here also we have that reset setting option. Next we will go to design panel, design tab. Here you can see this design tab we will discuss in UiPath when we will do use cases in UiPath Studio community. At that time I will tell you uh, each one tab clearly. So these are the different, you can see these are the different design settings we have. You can use modern for new project. If you there are two versions, there are two things we have, modern and classic. Classic is the older version, and modern is a new version came up. If you want to use the modern activities, you can simply select this, you can select this option. I can use the open the project in modern version. Okay, next we will go with location tab. Here you can give the path of the project, and this publish URL process. This will come when we will discuss UiPath Orchestrator. These things will come up when we will discuss about UiPath Orchestrator. And for right now, you can understand. We can choose the project path. You can, if you want to store in where you want to store the project path, where you want to give the project path, you can see this by choosing the path if, as per your interest. You can choose any path and store the project wherever you want. Okay, this is about location tab. This manage sources is something like that. When we will get new versions, new releases from the UiPath, those versions will get an update, like UiPath Studio has an update, please install the new update. That update will come up from here, these places. This is and it will store in the Uipath Studio community. This we don't use very much in the Uipath Studio, and it will store in the local. This is the path where the packages, new version releases package will be stored in this path. By default, it is when we create, when we open, when we install the UiPath Studio, by default this is the path it has selected, and from where we will get that versions and new releases from these sites. Okay, this is all about the managed sources. And when we will come to license and profiles, here you can change local license. When you are when you buy a license, you can change by using this option. When you want to change profiles, like if you want to use UiPath Studio or UiPath Studio X, we have only two options here, UiPath Studio and UiPath Studio X. Presently we are using UiPath Studio. In this, with Uipath Studio, we can build the robot and test the robot as well. We can do testings, automations as well. This can be used by the developers, RPA developers, and who have prior experience in programming experience. They can use this Uipath Studio. Who don't have prior experience, like he doesn't know anything regarding coding or any other programming experience, he can use this Uipath Studio X, and he can do the business related activities by using this Studio X. This is mainly for business users who doesn't have coding experience or knowledge about RPA Uipath. He can open this and they simply will play. He will record the activities. Those by that he can automate the processes. You can build the product. This is all about the licenses and profile. In help section, we have product documentation, community forum, help center, academy, release notes, and take a short survey, quick tutorial. Product documentation is nothing but all we have the all information about the product document related to a path. We have documentation about the product, UiPath product. And community forum, when we have an issue, when we are doing automation, when we will do drag and drop activities, at some part of time we will get an issue, get an error. You can post that error in UiPath community forum. There are thousands of developers, millions of developers who can give the answers to the issues you raised in the UiPath community forum. And in help center, you can tell the you can, if you have any issue with Uipath Studio product, you can take the support of them and you can resolve them by using this help center option. And in academy is the source where we can learn the UiPath Studio and UiPath, all the UiPath related UiPath orchestrator. You can UiPath document understanding. And this is an academy where you can learn all the UiPath related uh, softwares. Like you can get the certifications as well. You can get the certificate. You can do the certifications as well in the UiPath Academy. Okay. Next, when come about release notes, you can see the history of the release notes. When for every quarter they will do the release. They will release the UiPath Studio, right? You can study the release notes, whatever the new releases, what are the new things they have come up with. You can learn. You can see all the notes regarding that in the release notes. And take a short survey. It is a survey how you feel UiPath Studio. Well, how what is the experience you came across when using UiPath Studio. You can give the feedback to the UiPath Studio about little experience, whatever you've done with UiPath Studio. By taking a short survey, you can send them feedback. How is UiPath Studio, like that. When coming with quick tutorial, this UiPath it will tell for 2 minutes. It will tell us how you can automate. It will tell the basic concepts how you can automate. By using this quick tutorial, you can come to know what is going on in UiPath, so that you have a brief idea of how we can use UiPath. By using this option, we can come to know what is UiPath Studio. And this right side part, extreme right part, this is UiPath company name, and this is the version 2022.8.0 beta version. And I am using the community license. If you are licensed enterprise, if you are using enterprise version, you can get enterprise license here. And the license provider and company name you can get here. You can see the company name. And you can see, if you want to see the updated versions, you can preview them. If you want to stick with stable version, you don't want any updates. If you do any updates, if you do any updates, if you go with the new updates, the you need to back up with the all the projects you have created. so that you can stick with the stable version. What we have two options: we can stick with stable, or you can go with previews, updated version or new releases. See here, this is my Windows uh, system. It is 10 Pro 64-bit, and this is 6.0.7 is the .NET framework version. You have to understand that Uipath Studio is built upon .NET framework only. And you can see the version of the Uipath community license. Okay, this is all about the Uipath Studio community. A little overview about these tabs and all. And the next session I will tell you about the what by using little examples, by using the some use cases. I will tell you where is ribbon panel, ribbon pane, property pane, design pane, designer pane. We will do the drop and drop activities. I will come up with the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.